Hello, my dear students and viewers. Welcome to my channel Scorpio class. In this video, we are going to learn and discuss Class 10 Second Language English poem Grandma Climbs a Tree. It's written by Ruskin Bond. So let's read and understand the whole poem. But before that, if you're watching my video for the first time, do subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get the notification of all the upcoming videos. Do watch the video till end and hit the like button if you like it and also share it with your friends. And also, students, if you like to see Hindi lessons explanation and complete notes of class 7, 8, 9, and 10, then subscribe to Scorpio Class Hindi channel because we are providing all the Hindi lessons explanation and complete notes along with the grammar in this video, in this channel. You can find the link of this channel in the description box and also in the I button above. So subscribe to the channel and also share it with your friends. Now let's get started with today's poem, but let us see about the poet first. So the poet of this poem is Ruskin Bond. He was born in Kausali in 1934. He now lives in Missouri. He wrote his first novel, The Room on the Roof, when he was 17 years old, and he has written more than 30 books for children. Grandma Climbs a Tree shows Bond's great ability to enjoy unusual events and actions. In his autobiography, Scenes from a Writer's Life, Bonds talks about his Calcutta granny as a strange person who sat alone in the evenings playing Patience, a card game. Okay, so here we know about Ruskin Bond that he lives in Missouri now, and his first novel was The Room on the Roof, which he had written when he was 17 years old, and he has written more than 30 books, and he also has written an unusual experience which he had with his grandma when he was in Calcutta. So one such poem is here with us today. So let us read and understand. Grandma Climbs a Tree. So there is something very funny or humorous, or you can say a humorous kind of thing what your grandma does, and you just like to laugh at it. So let's read the poem stanza wise and then understand it. So first stanza goes like this. My grandmother was a genius. You'd like to know why? Because she could climb trees, spreading or high. She would be up their branches in a trice. And mind you, when last she climbed a tree, she was 62. Ever since childhood, she'd had this gift for being happier in a tree than in a lift. Okay, so here Skinborn says about his grandmother that, and he calls his grandmother as a genius, as a great person. Why? You would like to know that why he called the grandmother like that? Yes, because she would climb trees. So this is something strange. You can say a boy can climb tree, a male person can climb a tree, but here a grandmother, that means an old lady who climbs tree. That is a little bit strange to hear, right? So this is the fact, and that is why the poet used to call grandmother as a genius. Now, whether it is any kind of tree, whether it is spreading high, spreading in its branches, or it's a very tall tree, a heighted tree, she would climb up the branches in a trice. Means very quickly she would climb up the branches and she would be at the top of the tree. And mind you, means the poet wants to let you know, he wants to focus you that she when the grandma climbed the tree last time, she was 62 years old. She was not a young lady, but she was at her age 62. And during this age, she had climbed a tree, and that was in the branches in a trice. In a trice means again, very quickly. She did not take any time. Within a short moment, she was on the top of the tree. Now, poet says, ever since childhood, she had had this gift. Now, she has this gift from her childhood because she had learned it from her brother. So for being happier in a tree than in a lift. And she would feel very happy when she used to climb the tree and reach at the top. And she was more happier than she would be in a lift. Okay. When you want to climb a higher or a taller building, you just use a lift to reach over there. But your grandmother was more happier by climbing the tree and reaching to that height. So this is in the first stanza. Now let's move to the second stanza. And though as years went by, she would be told that climbing trees should stop when one grow old. and that growing old should be gone about gracefully. She would laugh and say, "Well, I'll grow disgracefully. I can do it better," and we had to agree. For in all the garden there wasn't a tree. Okay, so now when years went by, when became more older and older, she was warned and she was said by other people that you should stop climbing the trees now because you are growing old, and if you hurt yourself or if you slip and fall down, it will be of great trouble, and that would be very bad for us. But that growing lady, that old lady, she never listened to them. She would laugh and say, "No, well, I grow gracefully. If I stop climbing the tree, I will not be so happy." So she says, "I can do it better than younger people. I can climb a tree very fast and in a good manner." And other people who were warning her or telling the grandmother not to climb the tree, they had to agree whatever grandmother was saying at that time, because there in the garden there wasn't a tree. There was no such tree left out in the garden. So whatever grandmother says, the people around her would listen and agree to her. Whatever she said, they had to agree. Now, she hadn't been up at one time or another, having learned to climb from a loving brother when she was 6, but it was feared by all that one day she would have a terrible fall. The outcome was different. While we were in town, she climbed a tree and could not come down. Okay. Now, why she was warned again and again not to climb the tree? Because yes, she was growing older and people cared about her. The members of the family were very loving and they did not wanted the grandma to be hurted. So they were warning her not to climb the tree. Now there is one sentence in a paragraph, one line in a one line in a stanza given here, that having learned to climb. Like from whom did she learn this climbing a tree? So she had learned it from her brother when she was just 6 years old. From that time till now, she is continuously climbing the trees and she is an expert. So she was able to climb it very fast and very quickly. But now the people who were here and her family members feared that if by chance she would slip and have a terrible fall, then it would be of great damage to her, great pain to her. So they were warning her not to climb it. But the outcome was different, but the result was different. Something different happened. While all the members were in town, they were not there in the village. She climbed the tree and she couldn't come down. So she did not fall, but she climbed a tree at the top, but she was not able to come down. So now what happened? Let's see. After the rescue, the doctor took Granny's temperature and said, "I strongly recommend a quiet week in a bed." We sighed with relief and tucked her up well. Poor Granny, for her it was like a brief season in hell, confined to her bedroom while every breeze whispered of summer and dancing waves. Okay, so what happened? She went up on the tree, on the top of the tree. She climbed, but she was not able to come down and she was stuck up there. So there was a rescue team which were called and she came down with the help of them. And when the doctor examined Granny's temperature, he found that she is not keeping well. It's high in temperature, so the doctor advised that she should take at least a week rest and that too it should be a bed rest. So all the other members of the family were relieved, quite relieved, because she was safe, she was not hurted. She just had to take good care of her, and all the family members tucked her up well. They took good care of her, told her to take good sleep and be in bed. Now this was a very, you can say, uncertain thing for poor Granny. She was not willing to be in a bed for a week. She was active and she wanted to climb and move here and there. So it was like a season in a hell, a small duration to be in a hell. It was something like that for her to be in a bed rest. So she was confined in her bedroom. She was not allowed to come out from her bedroom. She was just set and asked to take rest in the bed, and while outside there was a good breeze going on, and it was a summer season, and the trees and the leaves were dancing, and she was very much eager to come out, but she was not allowed to because she was asked to take that rest. But she had held her peace till she felt stronger, then she sat up and said, "I'll lie here no longer." And she called for my father and told him, undaunted, that a house in the treetop was what she now wanted. My dad knew his duties. He said, "That's all right. You'll have what you want, dear. I'll start working tonight." Okay, so now grandmother was not feeling comfortable in that room. Now she wanted peace. When she felt a bit stronger, like when she felt a bit okay, she thought that she needs peace, she needs more comfortable place. Then she sat up and she said, "I cannot live here any longer in this confined room, in this bed rest." So she called the father of the poet and she said that she needs a house in a treetop, and that is what she needed now. So the dad, the father of the poet, was also a very responsible person, a responsible son. So he knew his duty and he agreed to her, the grandmother's whatever want or wishes was, and he started working to make a house in a treetop. And the same days they started to work. With my expert assistance, he soon finished the chore, made her a tree house with windows and a door. So Granny moved up, and now every day I climb to her room with glasses and tray. She sits there in a state and drinks sherry with me, upholding her right to reside in a tree. Okay, so now later on, the author poet says that with the assistant's father, main assistants means with the son, along with the son and the father, both of them made a good treetop house, and there were many windows and door in it. Now Granny used to sit there every day. She used to live and see from the windows and the doors, and the author, the poet, used to climb to her room by giving all the things whatever she needed, the glasses, the tray, and the water and the wine, and they used to sit together and have a nice drinking time. And she resided up there in the treetop home. So her wish was also fulfilled and she enjoyed living there. So here with this few stanzas, we come to an end of the poem. Now let's see the glossary, the meanings, few of the meanings which had come in the poem. In a thrice, it means very quickly. Outcome, what actually happened. Hold one's peace means keep quiet. Undaunted means without hesitation. Chore means task. Sherry means yellow or brown colored wine. Upholding means making clear to the world. Okay, so these are some of the glossaries which will help you while reading the poem. So I hope the poem was understandable for you all. You all understood it. If you like the video and the poem, do hit the like button and share it with your friends. To subscribe to the channel Scorpio Class and Scorpio Class Hindi. Stay tuned for more such videos. Thank you.